Hi, this is Maggie. Today I'm doing the chart of Bradley Cooper, currently starring in A Star is Born with Lady Gaga. But he has been around. He has won like multiple Academy Awards, at least 3 or 4. One, I believe, for producing. My favorite movie was American Sniper. He produced that and acted as well. And American Hustle. And he was also voted one of the 100 most sexiest man alive. That's Bradley Cooper, born under Mars. He's Mars ruled. He's a Capricorn, January 5th, 1975, in Philadelphia, PA, Pennsylvania. He has a sun in Capricorn, 14 degrees. Ascendant is Sagittarius, 12 degrees. Yeah, and the moon, I'll get to the moon. The moon's in Libra, giving him his very good looks, very good looks. And he also has Pluto in Libra, which probably contributed to him being nominated for one of the 100 sexiest men alive, because Moon Pluto is a very, well, Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio, so it's a very attracting principle, especially with the moon in Libra. It would make him sexy and give him good looks. And frequently, people with sun, moon, and Libra have dimples, and I think he has dimples. Yeah, so he was born with Neptune just sitting right on his ascendant, and the North Node as well. But they're in the 12th house of Pisces, so that just really spells acting to me. He needs to use his imagination. His North Node, he was fated to do something with his imagination, because it's conjunct Neptune in the 12th house of Pisces. So his unconscious is extremely vivid, which he pours out into the roles he plays, which is probably why he won so many awards. So his North Node is 9 degrees and Neptune is 10 degrees, and it's sitting right on his ascendant, which is 12 degrees. So acting just comes naturally to him. He was drawn to it, and it just makes sense that he would be an actor. He has first house Mars in fire sign Sagittarius, also sitting on his ascendant. So that just gives him enormous drive, action. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and it's also the ruler of Scorpio. So Mars is very, very at home in Sagittarius, and he's just on fire with his career, with acting, traveling especially, traveling, higher learning. I believe he was highly educated. Yeah, he has a degree, went to school somewhere, Georgetown or somewhere. But that's Sagittarius, higher learning and ambition and being very well traveled. Also, Sagittarius is a very restless spirit, very restless spirit. So, yeah, at first look, he almost looks more Sagittarian. And then you see his loaded 12th house with the North Node and Neptune. That is the first thing I really see. And then I see his sun, which is first house as well. But it shares it with Sagittarius. It's a shared house. Capricorn and Sagittarius share his first house. So he just worked very hard using his imagination in his acting and producing career. And the sun in Capricorn gave him success, brought him to success through his extremely hard work. I mean, he just climbed the ladder to success. He also has Mercury and Venus. Mercury and Venus, both in Capricorn. So Mercury is the planet of communication, and Venus is the powers of attraction. So, he just plays very attractive roles, and people are attracted to him as an actor. And Um, so Venus and Mercury definitely help in his career. Um, so along with his good looks, you know, and the charm that Libra gives him with his moon, um, yeah, he's drawn. Roles are drawn to him, or he's drawn to them, you know, because Venus is there, and Venus is the planet of attraction as well. So his fourth house, or his third house rather, he has Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. It's in the communication house, and he uses it for his acting, which brought him all the way to the top. Jupiter expands, and Pisces is so intuitive and sensitive, and you know, he can just get inside the role and become the role, just merge with it. You know, he would have that ability with Jupiter in Pisces in the third house. That's how he communicates through his acting, and that brought him fame. Because where Jupiter is, it expands, and it definitely expanded his communication through his acting, and won him many Academy Awards and other awards as well. So his Saturn is in Cancer in the seventh house of personal relationships. Sometimes can cause separation, delay, restriction, and it is square to his Pluto and Moon in Libra up in the 10th house. So that's his career. But the moon is also, you know, your nurturing self and how you nurture. So having that square to Saturn in his relationship house in Cancer, it's also intercepted house with Gemini. He's had some splits, you know. He's had a lot of girlfriends, and yeah, he's very sought after, and you know, has had some separations in his love life. So that would be Saturn in the seventh house, causing restriction and separation in the square to his moon and Pluto. See what else. Those are the main dynamics I see. He has Chiron and Aries in the fourth house of the home. He has a lot of squares going on between from Venus, Mercury, and the Sun to Libra, to his moon and Pluto in the 10th house. So it's kind of like, well, the Sun is like himself, you know. It's like himself versus his career, but it's not really versus. It just challenged him to work even harder. You know, he must have really felt this inner challenge to really work hard. And frequently, Capricorns are workaholics anyway. So, you know, with the squares between Mercury, the planet of communication, Venus, attraction, so he would attract all these roles and pour himself into them, and just merge with them, because his moon, you know, his moon is in Libra, and Pluto as well. And Pluto goes very deep. It's the ruler of Scorpio, and it has such depth. It wants to mine to the, you know, to the bottom of the mystery, to just get into the role as well. So the squares can be challenging, but they can also be beneficial. You know, they challenge you to work harder. He does have a square between his sun and his moon, so sometimes that can cause inner conflicts. But you know, and it may between his personal life and his work. You know, there may be a constant struggle, or it may just have challenged him as a Capricorn. You know, his work is his life. You know, just yeah, so there are some, and there's also the square, to his personal relationships, Cancer, between his moon and Pluto. And yeah, so those squares really stand out. Um, I'm not going to get into all his aspects, but those really stood out. Um, so to break down, he has a lot of fire, a lot of fire. His ascendant, his north node in Sagittarius, Neptune and Mars, all in the first and the 12th house. Just, I mean, bam, they're just right there. So he hits you with his Sagittarius, and his 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 Neptune. You get caught up in the illusion of his charm because it is in Pisces house, and he was meant to put an imprint, through acting. Was a perfect thing he chose. It could have been fashion, could have been, anything. Well, now it's music. A Star is Born. He's singing. So that again is Neptune. Neptune in the 12th in Pisces house. And also that would be Jupiter in the 3rd house of Pisces, communication through singing. A Star is Born. And there's a beautiful, beautiful trine to Saturn in the 7th house of personal relationships, because Pisces and Cancer are both water signs, so that gives him enormous sensitivity and intuition to use both in his personal life and his roles. And it also, Saturn can also give him staying power. It's not always restriction. Sometimes it could just mature you as an actor, or as but it is in this personal relationship house. So it has a trine. It has a trine to Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, but it also has a square to some squares to his 10th house career. His Libra. But I'm sure he's got dimples. That's his moon in Libra. Yeah, I always look for that. His Uranus is in Scorpio in the 11th house. So, yeah, so, he has a lot of contacts, a lot of unusual, probably strange friends, and a lot of surprising, um, deep, he'd probably be into metaphysical stuff too. He probably has varied interests, because Uranus is the ruler of the 11th house, co-ruler of the 11th house. So to have that in Scorpio, it gives him a lot of depth, a lot of depth. So he must be a very interesting man to talk to, on a very deep level. He's not just superficial, pretty face, as Libra would have you believe. But they can really pour on the charm, and the Pluto gave him the sex appeal. Yeah, so anyway, I was going over his elements. So yeah, he's predominantly fire. His Sagittarius shows first. And then the air is his Libra up in the 10th house in his career. So it makes sense that he would choose a career in the arts. Libra is the arts. So he has Moon, Pluto, and the midheaven all in Libra. So he has his artistic career. In Earth, he has Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all in Capricorn, squaring his 10th house. So just challenging him to work harder, and bringing roles to him as well, with attractive Venus there. In Water, he has Saturn, Uranus, and Jupiter. Beautiful, beautiful trine. Beautiful grand water trine. So, yeah, it was very interesting looking at his chart, and I look forward to seeing the movie. My favorite was American Sniper. I really liked that movie. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.